Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Squirt.
Squirt who?
Squirt is P, you dumb rednecks.
Right about now, you are listening to the incredible
A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, who kindly remind you that squirt is P.
Good morning. Keyed Up BDM wants to know, when is the next pinball party? That's a good question. Yeah, we're talking to him today. That's my favorite shirt that we've ever done with Sunshine State threads. Oh, I said it right. I must have slept good last night.
You got that ginkgo biloba in you?
I got a stinko biloba in me. All right, let me get rid of our music here.
Thinking of going to Austria next year for vacation.
Oh, really?
To Vienna, because it's right next door to, I think, Slovenia or Slovakia. One of those cities.
Get some whores.
It's like right on the border of it.
You're going for the whores.
Are there really?
He's going for those Eastern blocks.
I don't think
the ones that are like.
I think
the ones where the guy goes.
That's Czech Republic.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Austria is more Western and Central.
Come on, how much money to get you to go? I don't know if I want to go to the apartment. Oh, come on, hey, look here, your money. Okay, let's get an elevator.
Yeah. Like if I was going to like Romania or Bulgaria, maybe.
It's Bulgaria, sir. All right.
We could talk about it on the thing, but the whole Amsterdam red light district doesn't have the same like dangerous
Have you been there?
vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
I studied abroad.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Oh,
yeah.
this guy, he thinks he's better than us.
Well, I'm a world traveler too, Kenny.
I'm a world traveler too. I'm not. And I don't look it. Like, when you look at me, you're like, that guy has not traveled.
Well, but if I were to guess, I would say Jamaica, and I'd be correct.
All right. Would you like to start?
Yeah.
Do you think, are we good? Are we warm? I think we're warm. I feel very warm.
Yeah.
I feel it's hot even. All
Warm
right.
it up, Chris.
Here we go. I'm about to. And 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Just go check it out. Search for @TomandDanLive and come join our live stream.
If you want to bring your families or come and just skate yourself at Cimarron Skateway, we'll be there tomorrow on Saturday.
What's going on, Mr. Van?
It's the Just Call Mo Family Skate-a-thon. Me and Daniel will be out there. I think some other friends will be out there.
Damn,
friends of Mo.
My Mo button's broken. I keep hitting it, and his big warning light is like over his face. It's like, no.
He canceled it.
Yeah, what if he canceled it? We don't even know.
Sound effect won't go. Just call Mo.
I know, right? That's like one of the first times I go to hit it. I mean, I'm used to it delayed, but not it not being there.
So obviously there's a capacity, and we're asking people to sign up at justcallmo.com/skate.
Yes.
But I think that some people that signed up probably won't go, and you could just show up, I think. I don't know. All right. I would bet on that.
Well,
now, if you do
There's
that.
been times when you haven't bet on that, so you must be like, do you get to different information?
If you do that and somehow we are at capacity and you can't get in.
Yeah.
I will give you $5.
Okay, I like that. This is kind of like reminds me of the thing we did in Sanford. If you can't get in, then Tom and I will walk the line and shake your hand and give you $1 Christmas.
I think they're
cash.
fine.
I hope someone has like a summer school field trip of like 30 kids, and they show up, and you have to pay $5 to each of them.
No.
But because they're kids, the adult
you gotta-
chaperone just takes it all.
You gotta have a loophole for that. You can't be running the kids through there.
All Scott tots it, which which means that I'll
Hey,
give
Mrs.
you a
Scott,
horrible.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make our
consolation
dreams come true. That's one of my favorite episodes of television of all time.
Kenny Samsel.
Hey, do you want your new theme song now, or do you want it now?
I have
Ladies
a third
and
one.
No, this is a. I mean, I
I
this
really
one,
like the ragtime one.
No.
before.
This time I went for the George Clinton P-Funk.
Oh.
Invasion of the Doo-Doo Chasers, man. I went for that grimy, Parliament Funkadelic, Dennis Chambers, Bootsy Collins. Here we go.
Oh, come on. Okay, what?
Oh, you stepped on the best line. Hold on, now I gotta play it over again.
I'm sorry.
You gotta play it over again. Now you gotta sit through the whole to see it. This is what happens. This is what happens.
And I know he sampled it, but it really gives me Coolio vibes with the
It's
amount
got a
of ba-
Coolio. Here
with
we
the
go.
bass and the beat.
Kenny's back in town, dressing like a tall gay clown, hiding in the shadow, cause he wants to eat your ass show. It's Kenny. Kenny the pervert!
That's good, right?
Damn it, that's a good song.
It's a good. It's G-Funk.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
that
like
G-Funk.
it, Kenny.
Damn it.
It's G-Funk, man. I could bounce a 6'4" Impala to that. And I'm sorry. Normally I don't like to play him twice, but dressed like a tall gay clown. And look at the shirt he's got on. Look at the shirt. Look at the shirt he has on. Like, I didn't even know that. That was me. You're a gambling man. That was Gambling Dan.
It's hard
I
to
was
be
gambling. I didn't even know you were going to wear that shirt. And I said, oh, he's definitely going to dress like a
It's
tall
hard
gay
to
clown.
be insulted when you just play into the stereotype every time.
That's true. You do lean in. You do lean right into it. You lean right
I
into
have
it.
no idea why we call Kenny a pervert, by the way. I have no
You know
It
what?
started so
It just
long
came
ago.
to me one day.
I have no
I
idea.
think it just came to me one day, and I was like, you know what? He's the type of guy that if we do it,
Is that an
he-
insult?
No, it's bad. Yeah, it's real bad.
I think because when I first started coming on and I did a weird job, did a couple of bits, I think it was just so clean cut, and I think it was like, oh, he's a safe guy, and he was like, oh, he must be a pervert.
No, yeah,
I think it was,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
think we used to make jokes about like because you had that stripe, you had the skunk stripe in your hair,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you looked a little like, you know, like you know what I mean, like perfect. Right? Like I look a little with this beard, right? Like it does make me look a little more perverted.
Why was the stereotype when there was a pervert, their hands would always be in grabby mode?
You're
like,
honking
immediate-
boobies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like they're doing it to the air. Is it one of those
Yeah,
if
in
I
case
like
a woman falls into you.
Yeah. You're just walking
Yeah,
around.
it's like in case somebody pushes you into the machine. You're like, ah.
Yeah. It's like if the lights go out, your hands go up.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start walking.
Is that your rule? Is that your rule?
I'm
Lights
just
go
like-
out, hands go up. This guy, you're a pervert
You
too.
just start walking around using the lights and the fact that you can't see as an excuse to start grabbing.
It's like my dad used to say my mom would get drunk on wine that she'd have to suck the walls to find the bedroom
All right.
back. But,
What does that mean?
you know, she's so drunk she'd have to lick the walls to find her way back to the bedroom. That's when they were really nasty fighting. I probably shouldn't have shared that. Kenny, welcome. Good to see you.
Well, speaking of perversions, we were talking about before I got on air, the red light district in Amsterdam. Like back in the day, and I say back in the day, like early 2000s, you know, late 90s and stuff. It was always the stereotype where it's like, never go there alone because it's so dangerous. If you're a guy and you make eye contact with one of the ladies, then the bouncer will force you inside and make you pay.
Make love to her
Like,
now.
you're gonna, it's like a huge dangerous. And if you're a female, you're gonna get trafficked and end up working in one of the brothels. But that was obviously well before cell phones were around. You're like, oh, you can't take a photo of the red light district because they'll smash your camera in front of you. But now I'm pretty sure you go there and it's a bunch of goof families probably like, oh, wait, red light district. And like, capturing it on their
So
cell
we've
phone.
we've normalized everything.
It's
Yeah.
not as
Softened it a bit.
nefarious as it once was. And
Well,
although
cam girls, would that add to it too,
There-
right? I mean, half the nation is making money on OnlyFans.
there's open prostitution, though, right?
Yeah, and it's not
sex
like
work.
they're not out there naked, so it's just bikini, girls in lingerie and bikinis dancing in the window. It's going to be no different than what you would see.
It's got to be hard to do that, right? Dance in the window.
Yeah,
Think about that.
We
That's
don't have that.
uncomfortable.
We don't have that here, where you're like, oh, okay, I want to, do it with that girl, and then you walk
Don't
in
say
and
that.
pay,
Don't say it
and
like
then
that.
you can do that.
Yeah, but I think that allure is so crazy, you actually get large groups of people just gawking at it, be like, treating it like the tourist
Well, you're gonna
area
have
that
some
it is.
people like, okay, move along.
Do they have some
Probably constable out
because
there telling people to move along.
no matter how touristy it gets in the sex worker industry, I feel like there are always goons around that either keep you moving or don't let you just stand there and look or take pictures.
You can't just stand there and
they're-
you're filming her with your memory camera.
They're
Get
like,
out of here, beat it.
either get in and pay or move
Yeah,
along.
you
you
can
know.
get. Look. If
There's
I
some
were a
goons.
goon, if I were a goon, and I'd have to be a weapon goon, because I mean, obviously, look at me, I don't have size, but weapon goons count. I'll have an asp, a chain, something. An asp is, I'll knock your kneecaps. But I would give you. I'm gonna give you 12 seconds. I think that's pretty generous. I'm gonna give you 12 solid seconds of gooning before I start gooning.
How much money is it if you want to have
Look
that up.
Here's a
I'll
surprise.
look it
I
up.
don't know the answer.
I will look
But
it up.
So I
it's
was
gonna be
there.
expensive as hell.
I studied abroad in the Netherlands, and that was the huge warning that even like the school said, it's like, hey, do what you want, but if you go out to the red light district, you should go in a group setting. Like, you don't want to go by yourself, because even if you're just passing by or walking by, the rumor was and the scare tactic was, if they make eye contact with you and the girl points you out, the bouncer will come outside and force you to go inside to be with her.
Well,
Because
that sounds like don't go past the spooky forest, because if you get up there, then the old monster will get you.
We've heard tales of you go into like different, let's say, strip clubs or that kind of establishment, and then next thing you know, they're shaking you down and forcing you to pay for the drink, like 800 euros
okay,
for
hold
some
on a
bottle
second.
of champagne. that
You
you
and
bought.
I had our wallet stolen
in
Yeah.
San
in
Francisco.
San Francisco
Yeah, because-
of ladies of the night.
It's no,
and
no,
their
we didn't have our
bouncers.
wallet stolen. They just told us to give us all your
money.
Wait,
They just shook all the money out of our wallet.
Yeah. It was our fault, though. It was our fault.
I like that. I was telling too much. I like
And
how you
they
spun that.
didn't force us. They just said, they
they're
asked.
like,
they're
we'll
like,
kill you.
okay,
Yeah,
no.
look
They
in our eyes.
They didn't go like, please, sir, with their like hands out like they're poor. Like, give us all your money. Like, they clearly had a little force in it.
It's a lot
they,
more
they
reasonable.
said, you owe us now because you've been sitting in here for X amount of minutes and you didn't ask us how much it was beforehand, which, of course, no one does because you're confused. You're like, I'm cheating on my wife, I think. I mean, you're scared, so you just give all your money, you run away. That's how they shake you down.
It's
We've been doing it for years.
Okay, look, I was willing to give all of my money because I knew we were in too deep. I felt like a man wearing a wire, and they're like, all right, take his shirt off. And I'm like, I'm in too deep. But you know what I mean? Like I had extreme anxiety.
It's the dirty cousin of the DC food truck, where it's like, well, I already have the food in front of me now. I guess I'm going to have to pay pay the price.
yeah.
Okay.
It's been going on for years.
So I have the prices, and I converted it to American money so we don't have to do the weird conversions. They call it, and this is like the cheapo, and it'd be like 15 to 20 minutes. That's called a window visit. And a window visit can be mouth with a condom, downstairs with a condom. You only get one position.
Okay.
And you get a quick shower. You have to quick shower before, quick shower after. There's literally no talking. It's a
Okay, that's what I like.
Dude,
Now you're
and
talking.
You want to know how much you're spending for that?
Yeah.
Between $55 and $110. I feel like
Oh,
I need to move now.
That's cheap.
I'm moving away.
That seems
I'm
too
moving
cheap.
away.
Yeah. Then maybe, I mean, you got to throw in a tip, but let's say if it's even at $200, that's cheap.
Some places offer no condom. That's extra money.
Dude,
Some offer the other thing that I can't talk about.
I go to Publix and drop $200 for
Are
nothing.
you
2
crazy?
bags of groceries.
I did that at Olive Garden because I wanted extra
Yeah.
breadsticks. They're like
Yeah.
$110.
It says
That's-
only one position, but you know that there's some goof that tried to make it the worst, most uncomfortable position for her as
Drill
possible.
press.
No, it
Yeah,
says.
they're
It
not
even
doing
says
that.
in here. This is like ChatGPT's trying to hook me up. It's like maybe 2 if you ask nicely. It says that.
Yeah.
And then so you can. The other way is.
These women are tougher than everyone I know, by the way. Like, so they're not. You're not
1000%.
gonna.
So an escort agency in the Netherlands would be like between 165 and 220, and that you get the full
Again, that seems
girlfriend
way too cheap.
shower, you get some kissing.
Yeah.
yada,
That-
yada.
that-
I shouldn't be reading this.
Yeah. Because I feel like in Vegas, you're dropping $1,000, right? For like a
No,
sex
the
worker.
sex clubs, the clubs
You
where
know.
they have the jacuzzi and it's like you and the girl and then you have like the champagne and everything. That's where I'm at now. That would be like $220 to $550. That's where you get a private room, you get longer time, jacuzzi, drinks, massage, fantasy
Still
scenario.
cheap, but you're like, I mean, maybe this is a mean of all of them, but I still
What do you
feel
think's
like
most expensive? What do you think's most expensive? Seriously. Think about it hard. Use logic. Use logic to find out what is the most expensive thing on the menu.
Based off of, this was years ago. when
Based
you
it on
guys-
intimacy. You can figure it out, both of you
When
can.
you guys talk to a phone operator, that a lot of people just call just to talk and chat.
Okay,
so
that's a good guess.
I would say the most expensive is conversation.
Conversation.
Like
Good
just
guess. Tom, do you want to
snuggling
weigh in?
and
yeah,
convos.
I have to go, Kitty. That
No.
seems right now.
It is not kissing and cuddling.
Okay, yeah.
Think
See,
intimate because
I was equating cuddling with the talking. Like you guys,
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you do that.
you have to sit in chairs 3 feet apart.
Yeah. Kissing and cuddling is the most expensive thing you can get. The other stuff is like, you want to go down there, you want to go up here,
yeah.
yeah.
You know,
It's
that's
$55
the pretty woman.
That's the worst for me too. So I understand. So why'd you bring up the red light district? You
extra
been there
horny?
before for a pervert?
So why did you bring up the red light district?
Well, we were talking about international travel and,
Yeah.
how there's like all those desolate areas in Europe. And Europe is a weird combination of like it's either emptiness and lakes and scenery and mountains, or it's way overpopulation, dirty combination of skyscrapers and burnt down churches. And there's like no in between. Like there's no, suburb Oviedo in Europe at all.
Yeah. Well, it's too old, Kenny. that suburb either turned into a dirty city or it never existed. It's like
Yeah, but where's that transition? Because you would think way out in the countryside, someone would build a, Avalon Park type of place.
I think they're
in
there.
Europe.
I just think when we visit, those are not areas that we're going to ever visit. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like visitors to Orlando. There are parts of Orlando that we know about that very few tourists that ever set foot in Florida will ever see, that we know about, that are awesome.
That's
Tons of that stuff.
And that may be an American thing, just the cookie cutter suburb that is built that I'm saying, like the houses are way too big. What I'm saying, like Europe's a little more efficient. I feel like they don't have giant 2,500
I
square
remember
foot.
thinking how weird it was when my German teacher in high school, like I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school, and my German teacher would go on and on about, and this is like a point he would hammer home into our minds, about how people in Europe, we take our kitchens with us. We're not lazy like you Americans. You go to a new house, you get a new beautiful kitchen. We pack up our cabinets. Like, I'm serious. I'm having a memory. Like he's like, we're not lazy like you guys. We pack up our cabinets. They're all like IKEA. They're all like little cabinetry, and we pack everything in them, and we tie them up and pack them up, and we take our cabinetry with us. And then when we get to our new home, we just put the cabinets up in the kitchen. And I'm like, what? You do? I'm sorry, you do what, sir?
Okay, this may
Did you
be
experience
true.
any of that? No,
I don't know.
I actually believe him. I don't think he was lying to me ever, but I remember how strange I thought that was. I was just like, and it just stuck with me until I'm 49 years old.
So in America, you can't take your kitchen cabinets with you when you move, but you can take your appliances, but it's frowned upon and also not the standard. You leave your refrigerator, your oven and stuff, you know, like, but people from other countries often want to bring their refrigerator and their oven with them to their new house.
Yeah.
And then, but it complicates things in real estate because you're like, no,
You're
well,
just,
people
like,
are
gutting this place.
Well, people expect to move in with the refrigerator that's here. You know, it's like an American tradition. And then, like, there's a gap of, like, wait a minute, this is my refrigerator. I'm taking it to my new house.
You would think that'd be more cumbersome because if you're in Europe and you have those tiny, tiny houses and, like, all those duplexes and rows and stuff, they always have to lever and pulley things to, like, the top floor. So why wouldn't you just be like, hey, I'll just leave it here because I know the next guy.
I don't know. I remember,
like, one and done, guys.
Whatever the custom is.
The way he was explaining it to me was was in the style of, like, our houses are smaller, you guys are wasteful and lazy. Yeah, I'm just being honest with kind of like I'm an emotional person. This is what I was picking up from it, right?
You guys are terrible.
Yeah, no, he
Why
wouldn't
am I
say it.
here?
No, he wouldn't say that. But he was like, you guys were wasteful. You have these big mansions. You don't need them. We have a kitchen, and we put all of our plates and the things that we need, and we pack them away, and then we pull them off the wall, the cabinetry, and then we take it with us to the new house, and then we put it back up because we're hardworking, thrifty humans, and you fat asses.
The first time
big
you
fatzos.
guys ever went to an IKEA, you know how they always set up like, oh, this is a 600 square foot apartment. This is a 300 square foot apartment. This is a 129 square foot apartment. And it has everything you need, the kitchen, bathroom, bed, TV and stuff. Did you guys ever get like wowed by that? Be like, oh, I could totally live this normal lifestyle.
Never wowed by IKEA.
Yeah, well, it makes sense not having a giant waste of space that you don't use. Like we have guest bedrooms that door never gets opened in our house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so my German teacher was right. He was right to a point.
Well, think about it. Like we are used to, especially when people's kids move out and stuff. They'll still live in a house where they'll have bedrooms that the door never gets opened and things like that. Is like you have space that you never get used. Like the whole thing about like becoming famous, buying a mansion, you're the only one who lives there. You have 15 rooms and bathrooms. Like, you know, the stories of the celebrities that are like, I've never even used this bathroom.
We knew somebody.
You know, like
I don't want to say, but we knew somebody. We were walking around to their house and we're opening doors and they didn't even know what was in the room.
Yeah. Because
You know what
that's
I'm
how
talking
big
about.
our houses are
Yeah.
built. Like, and that's you're air conditioning a room you've never even opened before. Like, that's a crazy waste of money, right?
I'm never impressed with IKEA, but I will say that I have been impressed when I go into some of those mall African furniture stores or the gaudy gold, like crazy furniture stores where you can buy like a golden elephant or like a leather giraffe.
This was a hand-carved bedpost, but the bedpost looks like a herd of sheep.
Yeah. Or like what is it? Washborn Imports over here.
Yeah,
you
that's
go
what I
in
was
there.
thinking
Yeah,
of.
I like that crazy looking
Or
stuff.
at the old Fashion Square Mall, there was like the Oriental.
Oh my God!
You're allowed to say it if you're describing a decorative ornament.
Oh my God!
But it would have like the 8-foot tall vase that just like you would put in the corner of the room. You couldn't ever use it, but it would just be a giant like Ming, 8-foot tall.
I like a giant
vase.
Ming. I like a big Ming.
Yeah, $3,000.
My mom.
Who's buying that?
Okay, there's two ways. If you're a redneck Florida family, there are two ways that your family can shake out when you have like house decor. And Tom and I have representations, I believe, of both. I would paint you, sir, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are the nautical decor and shell lamp.
That's just in our bathroom.
I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And my mom chose to go the other way because you can go one other direction. There's only one other way that like Florida trash can go, and that is everything Oriental rug, all Asian painting. Our whole living room is all Asian. It was like
Asian?
You have no idea. Everything Asian, like crazy lamps and specialty vases.
You'd have like an elephant with like a flat top on it for a side table.
And those, we had an elephant that had a plant on it, and then we had the tall like narrow paintings of like Japanese mountains.
Yeah, that was when
That's good.
Asian was fancy.
That was
And
fancy.
China ruined that. China's like, we'll make everything cheap, then we'll be known as Chinese garbage.
Yeah,
And
my
I never understood. It was like the weird, it's the changing divider, but it was just like that accordion thing, but it was just like paper thin divider, so you could see the
That's
silhouette.
so you can't
of-
see the lady taking a bubble bath, you idiot.
Yeah, but you
Everybody
still,
knows
you still
that.
see the silhouette. Like they always
Yeah.
made it. Yeah, the whole thing's made out of wood, but then they would put the thinnest Bible paper like in between in order to shield.
I don't know. You catch a silhouette of a boobie. That's pretty good.
You know what I think more people should do? They'll never do this, we'll probably never do it. But
He's going to go on a political rant.
I
the-
know.
Yeah, watch this.
They need to stand up for the anthem.
Anytime nowadays when anybody says, you know what more people should do, people start to shudder, right? They're like,
there's a
There
website
should be more prayer.
that you can
I'll get behind that.
you could find a family in another country and then organize a trip with them and basically just switch houses. Like they come and stay in your house, you go and stay in their house, and for a week.
Haitian wife swap? I'm down. Let's do it.
And
Let's do
and
it.
essentially you're agreeing like, hey, we'll have a free place to stay. We'll just swap houses. And then I can live in your area. And especially here in Central Florida, I feel like you can do that with a lot of other people around the world because we're right next to the theme parks.
Yeah.
And so we have something to offer. And then you can go and stay in places for free in people's houses. It's essentially...
The chat room is saying that Boomhauer did this on King of the Hill, but also isn't this the premise of the new reboot of King of the Hill, where Hank trades houses with that Mohammed guy in Saudi Arabia and goes to work for the gas company in Saudi Arabia, and then he comes and lives in Arlen, Texas.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
See, it's essentially Airbnb, but...
just a little bit longer term, but you get your house back. I think it's cool.
I always found the concept of foreign exchange students weird because you're not really exchanging an even trade. You're just guessing that someone else is going over to the other country, but then you're just housing a student in yours. Because I always thought, like, well, wait a minute. You're like, with my classmate, you're not leaving. Like, you have a foreign exchange student living in your house, but you're still here. Like, you need to go to this
you're not
third,
exchanging.
Yeah, you need to go to this third world country and live with those parents.
It's a wife swap where you're single and you just get someone else's wife. and then you're not giving anything back.
I wonder how often that's happened where,
What?
like you come over here and you don't want to go back.
It seems to be a one-way thing because you hear a lot of like foreign exchange students come to the U.S., but it's always like I did. It's study abroad, and then it's very temporary. But you never hear like
Like, where were you living when you studied abroad?
in a city called Utrecht in the Netherlands.
Utrecht.
Yeah, Utrecht. But like the only thing I've heard with Americans going over is if they end up being like foreign nannies to like other countries.
Yeah, au pairs.
Like the au pairs or whatever. But you never hear like, oh, a teenager just lives a year in another country as a foreign exchange student.
The Swedes did that here, and they're actually like family members were au pairs for my wife and lived with my wife's mom and her family. And but again, it goes back to we have a bunch of rooms that are empty, in America.
Right.
Like it doesn't translate on the others. They are super efficient. They're IKEA. Like they don't have any room that they're ACing. That they're just like, oh, this is my 2 guest bedrooms. No one goes in there. Like they don't have that.
When you were telling the stories of you in Sweden, you were mentioning it's like, yeah, they don't have any waste and they don't have a bunch of plastic garbage. I was hoping you brought over just a suitcase of nothing but plastic garbage, and your kids were just like ripping it open and
fireworks.
leaving,
Here's some
like,
snapping
just
bombs.
leaving
There.
plastic wrappers everywhere.
Crystal did bring some gifts of plastic garbage from Florida, like a little Florida, like gators and things like that. She wrapped in the presents and for the kids that So we brought some plastic garbage.
You got to
for
poison
them.
the earth somehow. Right? Those are currently leaching.
But they were
into
like,
the...
"Oh wow, American plastic garbage from China."
wow, it does smell crazy.
They're treating it like a cat. They're just playing with the boxes and the wraps.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you real quick. There's a big article, and because I know you follow a lot of music stuff, and I know a decent amount about this.
Weezer's bassist guitarist wife.
No. You know she's good. She's all good now. You said they dropped the charges and everything. So apparently, I'm going to guess they didn't. It was deemed that that they did not identify themselves enough to deem that
Make it like where she was purposefully.
Yeah.
She felt threatened enough and
Aiming.
justified.
Or maybe it was just so messy that the department was like, you went, like sometimes it's that. Like sometimes it's just so sticky and not good that they're like, oh, we don't want to deal with this anymore. But I think it's done.
weird.
I think it's done. I think she's all good. I will say it did make her hotter to me. Like the fact that she will go out there, rack a gun, get shot in the shoulder. Her mom carries her in. That's the only part I don't like. It'd be cool if you did it yourself. The fact that your mom helped you, I don't like that.
Yeah. If I get shot in the shoulder, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like,
well, Andrea would be helping me, right? Yeah. Oh, I'd be crying. I'd be crying. I'd be like, I'm pooping my pants.
I don't think I'd go outside with my gun and start.
No.
Like in daytime. I'm not going. Like I'll stand there with my gun.
I would go to the bathroom near the wall where they're shooting, and I would crack the window in the bathroom, and I'd put my gun out of it a little bit.
And then I'll do that move if I did shoot it, where I'll use my shoulder to plug one ear in my because I shot a gun with no ear protection.
Oh, don't do that.
Rings your ears crazy.
Don't do that. But what I was going to ask you is, how much do you know about Garth Brooks on streaming?
On stream? Oh no, I don't know about on streaming.
How much do you know about Garth Brooks on streaming?
I have no idea.
He's not on streaming. You can't find
like Spotify.
No,
Garth Brooks is not on Spotify.
no,
So how do you get his music?
you can't unless he has a no. I'll
You have to buy an MP3.
I'll get to the story,
Well,
but
would it be? I mean, technically
he,
YouTube.
He has a currently, as of 2014. He has an exclusive deal with Amazon Music, which is the only place you can find all of his stuff. Amazon Music. So if you want Garth Brooks, that's where you have to go. This is an article I just got in my email. And then I was like, that can't be true. So I go to Spotify. No Garth Brooks. Occasionally a song will pop up because it's been like listed, or maybe he does a duet and he'll yank it right down. Like it'll stay up for like a day or two and he'll yank it right down. Nothing on Apple. And I thought it was like super duper crazy. And then I'm like, well, I wonder if he made less money because of that. So
Well, but he doesn't need it. Like stupid rich.
So everybody needs money, even the rich.
He is stupid
the
rich.
richest of the rich.
And the answer, the short of the long is, it cost him literally. It didn't cost him anything because his star was so bright that he was still burning pretty bright when his star was kind of coming back down into the
Did
stratosphere.
everyone just flood Amazon Music then?
Here's what happened. In 2014, he was already on streaming. He was on Spotify, I guess, and on Apple Music and everything. In 2014, he thought that the payout was very unfair. So he decided to pull all of his stuff. And he started his own company called Ghost Tunes. I think it's called Ghost Tunes.
All right.
And so he put all of his music on his own website called Ghost Tunes, and then he told all of his audience to buy it directly from me. You can have it digitally, but you can only buy it from me.
Okay, like the Louis C.K.
Yeah. So he did that for a little while. So that was going well until I guess he was approached by Amazon Music, who made him a deal. I don't know what it is. It might be undisclosed. It might be disclosed, but they made him a huge deal.
Yep.
And so he's like, fine, I'll pay, and I'll partner with Amazon Music. He made this big deal about how they pay people more fairly than everybody else, and now that's where his music stays. But like, I just thought it was crazy because I was like, no way, that's not true. But no, he locked it down, and then he went that direction, and it looks like he was such a big star. I don't know if this would work with everybody. But with him, it actually worked where people were like, oh, well, I like him enough where I will go to Amazon Music and buy it there.
So I just looked up his net worth. How much do you guys think it is?
I think I know, maybe. Is it $800 million?
No, not that much, actually. It's 400 mil.
Oh, 400. I thought it was more than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's a lot.
apparently he makes 90 mil a year.
Wow.
Like he's still adding to it because I don't know if I think he's still going on tour, but I remember like when he came to the then Amway Center, he did 4 dates in a row. Like you know what I mean? Like when he's at a city,
well, that's the interesting part.
Multiple.
So when did he pull his music? 2014. Well, between the time of 2014 and I want to say 2019 or 2018, he made the most amount of money of any country artist. It was almost like he pulled it at the right time and kind of manipulated the system of streaming not being as prevalent or being as normalized, because it appears as if people were like, well, this guy may be exiting, which he's not, but they were like, well, we got to go to all of his shows. He's doing the 4 dates in Orlando. He's doing that in every city. And then then they're buying all of his music from Ghost Tunes, which then he got bought out by Amazon, by Amazon Music. I thought it was super interesting.
He has so many songs under his catalog. Like when he does a concert, he can only do so many songs. So a part of his set is he chunks out 3 songs that he asks the audience, "What do you want me to play?" So like he has his set, but there's 3 songs in the middle that he just says, "Hey, what do you guys?
just takes requests?
What deep cut of a song do you want me to do?" And him and his band know it, so he'll straight up just play. And so his set list is technically different every single show because he's taking a middle chunk of requests from songs that a lot of are obscure, but obviously his fans know it.
I'm always impressed when bands do that. Metallica, when they played Death in Tampa, the chat room saying Billy Joel would always do requests. We saw him do that. Like, he would just, like, wait till people... But if you're so good, I mean, it's easy for you, right?
Also, it's kind of like a magician's choice where if you yell at the audience, what do you guys want to hear? You know, like, 2 songs that you could play, and then you wait until someone yells, and you're like, oh, we'll do that one.
Even if you don't get it, just play it anyway. I love it when they do that.
No one can hear how many... Like, everybody's yelling at one time, so chances are the 2 songs you'd planned were someone yelled it out.
That's the improv trick. We'll be like, wait, oh, I heard Rubik's Cube. Not one person yelling.
Yeah. So you just do, and then it seems like, oh, he's doing whatever they want.
Have you guys seen Billy Joel freak out? I guess he did a concert in the USSR, like back in the communist USSR days, and he freaks out because he realizes, like, all the people in the front row are like, you know, the proletariats and the military people that aren't really fans. They're just, they got the benefits.
Oligarchy.
And so he's yelling at the lighting director, stop lighting the front couple of rows. I don't want to see these people. And like he's in the middle of a song. So he's like singing a song and then like...
That's pretty New York,
when,
right?
When he's not like in the middle of a lyric,
that's like
he goes...
pretty tough New York to like, because I would imagine you could, like, that's not... I don't know if I'd go to Russia and do that.
It is sketchy.
It's punk rock, right? That's pretty punk rock, too, because they know they're going to know what he's doing.
Yeah, but they also treat you still like a celebrity. I mean, they rolled the red carpet out for Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they you know,
and
they
I'm pretty
like
sure at the end of it, he, like,
celebrities.
flips over his piano, like, super pissed off it. Now, that probably could have been, like, a work, you know, that he intentionally did that. But the fact that he's in the middle of a song, and then after the breaks, he is, stop lighting the crowd!
Yeah, I like that.
So, Kenny, you mentioned you were possibly going to Amsterdam.
Anheuser-Busch. You going to Anheuser-Busch, baby?
I'm a world traveler,
Where's
too.
Arnold from?
Austria.
Austria. So, why Austria?
Because I've never been, and 2, it almost seems like that perfect mix of kind of like what we talked about, where it's like, okay, yeah, you have your metropolitan area, and then there's a lot of mountainous nothing.
Yeah, and it's far away, and like I like places not that many people, less touristy.
Yeah.
Because then you can see like some different culture you're not ever exposed to, and then you're like, oh, this is interesting.
Well,
but
I mean,
it's the same tourist.
You can have a touristy area that has a different culture. It's just everybody else is being exposed to it, and you like to be an elitist.
Well, no, but then it becomes like a tourist culture, and by that I mean it's like everybody around is making money off tourists, and you're like, well, I'm used to that. I live in Orlando.
Tracy says she's Austrian, which I never knew. I did not know that Tracy was Austrian.
Well, I know Vienna is on, I think, the eastern side of it, and it's like close to like Slovenia or Slovakia, and it's just, and it's, you know, you can just literally drive over there, and I'm like, when am I ever going to get a chance to drive to these random
Castle
countries?
land, right?
Yeah.
All the castles.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome.
See if Luka Doncic is hanging out.
Like,
and just
super duper
eat some
old.
McDonald's with them.
Those guys are like tough old real men. You know.
So and like because we have a smartphone in our pocket, and most places have service, and it doesn't cost that much. Like the ability to do, and we have the internet enough to research like exactly where to go before. Like you can really get a lot more than you used to be able to get out of going to a new country, because the world's information has told you exactly where to go, what to see, how long it takes. Like you could plan it out, and you're like, I could see Austria. Because think about it, like 50 years ago, you go to a different country, and then through like some catalogs or like, plus you'd have to use a map to travel, or you just use cabs. So you were limited. Now
people had less availability to be friendly to you, right? Like, so a house that you could stop at and stay with didn't have the ability to be that house.
I hope you were going to say like 80 years ago, and that's right in the middle of World War II. And it's like, yeah, you just couldn't.
I don't know history.
That'd be a tough time to be traveling around there.
But I will say that traveling in Europe using your GPS and like Google Maps or like Waze or whatever is way more difficult because the roads were built so long ago. Like they were built before
they'll always be on GPS, is what you're saying.
Well, not only that, it's It's hard to even navigate with GPS because you're looking at. It's like, oh, I take a right, and then you look up at five lanes that are all going right, and you're like, well, which one is it? And then the problem is you can't understand the road names, and the signs are all foreign to you. So it's like
they're all in this jiggy-jaggy language.
Me and Crystal's better at it than I am. I was like, she's like, which right do I take? I'm like, just pick one, and then the wrong one.
Every right is wrong.
You'd have to go around. You end up in dead ends a lot, and then like weird back streets. And you're like, can I drive here?
Like
people
being tracked to Dracula's maze.
Yeah. It is odd to actually, especially old cities like Stockholm, like in the countryside, easier.
Shredbear in our Twitch chat room says Slovakia was a great time, super cheap, and hasn't changed since the war. I could get 2 liters of beer for 50 cents. It was wonderful. That does sound wonderful. Cool beer in an old town.
You know what I need to do?
Wandering around, 2 liters.
I need to vacation in one of those countries where I can stumble upon some Kansas City Chiefs 3-peat Super Bowl t-shirts.
Yeah.
So I can get those
Don't
photos.
Exist. But going to a place, that's my next goal, is to go to a place where my American dollar is where, like, in the 80s you used to go and like, oh, American dollar.
I bought a tiger.
Yeah, like
they got tank rides.
Apparently, when people were allowed to go to, North Korea was the place to go to.
Well,
like
that's
when they did
extreme.
that. I know, but
take your sons to North Korea.
There's a lot of South American countries where your American dollar still goes further. Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of places in Europe where there's stuff that is insanely cheap because $5 will buy you a lot, and then it's like that's weird to experience because most people experience expense when on vacation where everything's 3 times the cost, and to go on vacation and get everything a third of the cost is weird. People don't never experience that.
Well, a lot of those places like Bora Bora and Fiji and stuff, like the cost to get there is stupid expensive, but when you're there, everything is very cheap. Like you're able to get these luxury villas, on a secluded island just because
it's like how long does it take to get there?
Yeah, see that's where the cost comes in.
14 hours or something.
And if it's anything off the beaten path, fear because of Frem.
Everybody rolls everything around me.
Like I can't go there, I'll get kidnapped. And I've seen the movies, and it's just like no. It's like you can go there, and no one's kidnapping you because this whole place is built off tourism. And look at everybody is non-American tourists there having a great time because they're not. As much. It's probably
Bora Bora would be great. You should go there.
How bad did the hostel industry suffer after that movie came
they must
out?
have hated it, right? Like imagine opening a hostel and then you look in the opening weekend that movie comes out and you're like, oh my god.
I wonder. It's probably more for Americans.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It never scared me. In fact, it just made me horny and I think I can fight the girls off or the bad guy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, don't the girls lure them in? And I've always thought, I'd get away.
It's more so European. So they still exist, but you rarely find hostels in the U.S. unless it's like a gigantic city, like in New York or Chicago or whatever. Even then, who wants to stay at a New York hostel?
Well, it used to be a cheap way to travel, but everybody's afraid.
If you're like in your early 20s or something, I had friends that did it. Yeah.
When we did the whole thing. And the weird one is...
That ship sailed for me.
Where it's like you're like military-style bunk beds where you're just like having to hug your backpack full of stuff while you sleep so no one steals it.
Yeah. And
why are we doing that? Just pay the extra money, get your own room.
It's something simple, right? Like you don't have to pay a ton. I would like a little bit of privacy so I can take a dump.
It's mostly the dumps because the shared bathrooms with 30 other dudes that you have no idea where they're from.
That was the biggest complaint friends of mine had that stayed in hostels. They were like, God, getting bathroom time was like impossible.
We stayed at a hotel in Sweden that had a shared bathroom, but only one other person was in the entire hotel.
That's not bad.
So and there was like 4 of them, and they were your own, like it was a shower, a toilet, and a sink in your own room, and so I was like,
one person
this is
And
fine.
it opens on either side, right?
No, this one was like there was like
Down the hall.
3 doors down the hall, each one individual.
God, that's just like my college dorm, man.
That
Holy
was the
smokes.
epitome of 90s fancy, though. When you went to a house and they had like one of those bathrooms where each of the kids'
Tom has that.
bedrooms was
Tom has
able to
that.
like walk. Ooh,
Tom has that.
That was
It's
some
very
90s fancy right there.
Well,
He has it off the side of his pool so his children can use it, and also you may use it if you're out enjoying his plants. It's very fancy. It's nice. It's
well,
nice.
it's because old school Florida renovation, they just turned the patio into another room.
I like it, though.
And then now you have an outside door inside your house.
Yeah, but
that
it's great.
It used to be the old
You
patio
got a pool
door.
bathroom, and then if the kids need a bathroom, you got a bathroom. I like it.
Yeah.
It is fancy. It's right up there with pocket door. I have a pocket door on where I poop. Tom says that's fancy. I don't know. The pocket, because it keeps the stink in there. Very fancy.
I've been, Crystal's been like, oh, we should build a sauna. Like, because the Swedes are sauna all the time. I'm like,
You
yes.
can't poop in a sauna, Tom.
You can. You absolutely can.
And then I was in
You
some,
shouldn't.
I'm more of a hot tub man because because the sauna's more efficient. It's like it's kind of like a hot tub. It's like the
can't breathe in there.
it's
man.
the breath of a hot tub.
The breath of a hot tub.
Like, and
Not
I know
to be confused with the Zelda video game based in Florida. Breath of a hot tub.
it's inefficient. Like,
Hillbilly Zelda.
like they like the saunas, but they can like burn wood and it's super efficient and they just steam.
I
and
thought
they're-
she couldn't sweat.
But Crystal,
Yeah.
she's I don't know. she just
No,
wants
she has
everything.
told me to my face.
Yeah,
oh,
she
she
can't
has some
sweat,
condition
yeah.
where she can't sweat. Sauna is for sweating.
Yeah.
That'd be like me getting a basketball hoop.
I do like a hot tub better because in a sauna, because I have a necklace, but in a sauna, it's scalding hot, and like if I ever try to move and like it just burns my neck.
It is like all encompassing hot.
Take your necklace
I was,
off.
yeah, and I was like,
I take my rings off before I wrestle.
I was like, in America, we heat 1,000 gallons of water, and then we get in hot. We're like, oh, too hot. And then
I
we
like
sit on the
that.
side.
Cool it down. Cool it down. Put some ice cubes in it.
And it's like this just took 3 logs of wood. I heat 1,000 gallons of
We
water.
heat 1,000 gallons of water. We forget that we heated it.
yeah.
Just
move
just
on.
steaming.
Yeah. And then each time, $35 of gas, propane. All right,
That's
Kenny.
why you want the cheap vacation.
So anything to plug?
I mean, I can talk about it next time I'm here. I'm doing another niche sport that I can tease next time I'm around, but it's indoor tennis.
No,
It's an
indoor.
wow.
It's a new indoor tennis league that is fast-paced. There's trash talking. There's noises. It's not the normal. boring-
grandma's
Yeah, it's not your strawberries and cream and everyone's got to be quiet. It's like no, like to get drunk, blowing vuvuzelas, indoor tennis.
Vuvuzela tennis indoor.
All right, okay, we'll
This
talk
sounds
about
crazy.
that.
All right, I'm down.
It's like there's pickleball that's super popular. But
that's
Hey,
a
that's
a different sport.
We don't talk about we don't say the P word. We don't say the P word.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Tom, I'm going to do a new football league. Well, soccer is around.
Ixnay on the
I just like that
ickle
S on it.
pay.
Sorry about that. All right, we will see you next week. We do have to do a quick 16 minutes. Now this is going to be for tonight. So like the show we just did will air Friday. So if you want to, we're just going to do voicemail if you want to sit around.
Yeah, I'll do that.
If you want to, if you got 16 minutes. Yeah, me too.
Thanks for doing this, dude.
Of course, man.
All right. Jelly Roll has been training to wrestle a tag match at SummerSlam with Cody Rhodes against John Cena and Travis Scott. Oh, that'll be
tracks.
huge. Yeah.
Especially because
People love that.
storyline-wise,
And Travis Scott's a
if
villain.
you know that
yeah.
John Cena's not going to give up the belt until towards the end of the year, might as well do a celebrity match in between.
Yeah. And Jelly will go hard. I just hope he doesn't have a heart attack or anything. But he looks good. I think he's lost like 150 pounds.
I mean, obviously, I'm sure it's like terrible pain, but to see like when Vince McMahon blew out his quads trying to get into the ring, or even his son just did that, and then they just like collapse immediately. I'm like, you literally trained the entire time in order to do this, and then 3 seconds in, blow it out. I know the answer is probably no because it's a Thursday, but you doing anything for Crystal tonight?
You know, she was going to go. She's, for her birthday, I got her a hotel down in Miami because she's going to go to Morgan Wallen at Hard Rock Live with her friend and her sister.
Yeah.
And so she's doing that tomorrow. She's leaving tomorrow morning and then staying overnight and come back Saturday. And then so she's like, she didn't want to go out to dinner tonight because she was like, you know. And we're watching a friend's kid because he takes gymnastics over here. So my friend the Wizard's kid's coming to do gymnastics. We're picking him up. He's staying at the house tonight. We're taking him to gymnastics tomorrow, and then Crystal's taking him to Satellite to drop him off at the house. Anyways, the whole thing.
And
So-
nothing says happy birthday like more responsibility than you already have.
Yeah. So I was thinking about taking her to dinner tonight, but we'd have to leave our friend's kid at the house with the boys.
He's fine.
Which our
guy-
friends don't give
yeah,
two
that
shits.
guy's
They'd be like,
Tarzan.
leave
He's
they're like,
Jungle Boy. He's
leave him
fine.
on the whole night. It doesn't matter. Like,
So at what age do you feel comfortable enough where your kiddos can just be...
oh, they do. They already do.
Oh, all right.
In fact, tomorrow. I'm leaving them at home for hours until I get back home from work. You know, so because Crystal's leaving in the morning, and
Gotcha.
So they're staying there probably 4 or 5 hours at their house.
Oh, it's the prime time to just go out and just get drunk. Just leave the kids at home.
Hey, they can definitely be left. We've left them at the hotel.
Well, no, I know that, but that's also like more of a confined,
Yeah.
regulated thing.
Because now Tommy's got a phone, so it's like they could do whatever. It's like, and I don't know. It was like they can leave them anywhere. And at this point, they're 10 and 11. Tommy or Max turns 10 fucking next week.
Oh my god.
I remember you guys talking about it, that Japanese show where they just tracked like 3-year-olds having to like go around.
Oh, yeah, take the
doing that.
subway.
Yeah.
Super independent kids are awesome. They can just.
I mean, I say this lovingly. Maisie would have been a boring episode of that.
Oh, she's
If they
very-
try to do the 3-year-olds
She's very
to run
independent.
your
Yeah.
She
life.
made her own lunch this morning, cut her own strawberries, and
Yeah.
all this shit she does. Like, it's wild.
But you lose your babies faster. That's the only problem.
I don't have kids, so
Oh, yeah.
team no kids here.
Because you realize, like, oh shit, the baby time is only a small time. So it's like there's some stat like you'll know your kids as adults, 80% of their life or whatever the fuck. It's like, so you'll always know your adult kids. You only get 5 years with baby kids.
Yeah, I can. Andrea says, I'm fine with losing a baby. I don't want a baby. Yeah, Andrea hated that part, whereas I like that part. But
I thought she was going to turn it into like
May's
a crack
never
on
been,
you.
May's never been like that. She's very, she's like Andrea's mom and Andrea. They're very independent. All right, 16 minutes. I can start. Here we go. I have voicemails too if we need.
Yeah, that's how I figure. We'll just do voicemails.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Let's do some voicemails. Kenny Samsel's in here hanging out with us while we do some voicemails.
Let me give you a blast, buddy. See if this works. All right.
Hey, that worked.
I think I fixed it.
All right,
I
what do
think
we
I
got?
fixed it. All right, let's try this one right here.
Hey, Tom and Dan, let me know if you guys also have experienced this. Back before, smartphones, I think it was like a phenomenon, and I definitely experienced it, when you would have, phantom buzzing in your pocket, where you think you're getting, a text message, but you're not, and it's just your brain, tricking you for whatever reason. And I still get my text messages on vibrate on a smartphone, but I feel like in the years that I've had a smartphone, that's gone away. And I don't get the phantom buzz in my pocket, and I feel like I don't hear about people talking about it anymore. Have you guys experienced this?
I get the buzzing in my pocket. Sometimes my phone's not in my pocket. I get it typically when I'm on the Peloton bike, if I'm riding the stationary bike. And I think it's because my legs are moving, I'm pedaling, and then I have workout shorts that are rubbing on my thighs. And then it'll replicate a feeling of a text message. And I reach for my phone, and then I feel like a fool, and then I'm like, you're addicted to your phone, you idiot. I'm serious. This is the exact reaction. This is me. I trigger. That's how I trigger myself on the bike, and I pat my leg. It's always my left leg.
I'm pretty sure I've had my phone on silent for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Even no vibration.
Another thing is I prefer to turn all notifications on, and I type better if I can hear the clicks. If I can hear the clicks, my typing is literally college professor level great. If I turn the clicks off, it's a sloppy mess.
I thought about this last night because we watched the last season of Squid Game.
Nice.
3
times the squid.
And anytime
Was it the old man this time?
someone's cell phone went off, they'd use the vibration, the boo, boo, boo,
That's a triggering sound now.
No.
They put it in commercials now.
But it used to be the Nokia, like Jurassic Park, right? And then we went through a standard, everybody was using.
There's that one.
I like that one.
The standard cell phone ring or whatever the one they came with, and they would use that in movies.
Yeah.
And then they since it became so opened up, it's go back to the vibrator.
Do your vibration again. Michael Winslow. That's really good, dude. That's the best impression you do on our show. Can you put that, Melissa? Clip that. So let's save that for the end of the year awards. Are we doing that anymore? End of the year awards. That's good.
I forgot about that.
Oh God! Oh,
Melissa,
get to work! Oh my God!
I remember.
Give him all the awards.
That was the thing where, because of the cell phone technology, if you're anywhere near a computer, you would hear that that weird ass Morse code, and then you're like, oh, I know I'm gonna have a phone call or a text coming in. So you're
That's how I knew my wife was gonna text me while I was looking at porno at the house on my laptop. I hear it. I'd be like, there's a text coming through. Slam the clamshell down. Really fast.
I know it still happens, but butt dialing just completely dropped off now that there's no accidental.
No.
But people still use the phrase butt dial.
We still get butt dials.
If you accidentally, because I get it, you're scrolling through your phone and you accidentally hit the call button for someone, but they still call it butt dial.
We got a butt dial from my mom. We get literally.
My buddy the Wizard butt dials me all the time, and I don't know how he's doing it because I'm like, don't you have a smartphone?
Here.
How isn't it locked?
Listen to this.
It's unlocked in your pocket.
Well, this was sort of a butt dial. This is the opposite of a butt dial, which is the earlobe hang up. You guys familiar with earlobe? Hang up? Here's a little earlobe hang up.
Hello, my name is Diana Arroyo. My telephone number is 407-409. I have a son who always listens to your podcast. He loves.
She hung up. Earlobe hang up.
I like the
earlobe hang up.
The predictive boop boop boop. You heard a couple of the dials.
It was her beautiful ears. And I got her number. We can call her back.
Hey, she wanted to cancel her son's account.
No, I don't think she did because listen.
She said my son listens to you guys.
Context clues. Hold on. Let's start over.
Hello, my name is Diana Arroyo. My telephone number is 407-409. I have a son who always listens to your podcast. He loves.
He loves it, but I'm
Okay.
afraid we're going to have to cancel. Like, is that what you were thinking?
Because
he loves it, but unfortunately,
Yeah, we
we
can't-
can't. And I'm doing the accent because I'm trying to play the character.
This
not
I've
for-
talked to
loves it.
multiple moms.
Yeah.
He loves it, but you guys didn't call me back, and he did something bad.
No, she sounds nice. I think I
This
want to
is
help her out.
This is
Let's call her back.
I need to cancel
You wanna
my
call her back?
son's
I
account.
got her number.
We got 10 minutes.
Her number's right
No,
there.
I
You wanna call her back?
well, not on the show.
Okay.
Because maybe she didn't. They.
Yeah, go.
You don't wanna,
Tom,
this
what
guy's
happened,
losing
Tom?
his head.
What happened?
Yeah, okay,
Well,
let's
she
just
was
sit here and
like,
talk gambling then.
Why are you
That's
putting
all
me
right.
on the show? I didn't ask for this.
This was the old. I thought it was a Shanghai surprise. Just
Not
dial
allowed to
people
say
up.
that. Not allowed to say that.
I am.
I think
As the
you
only
are allowed.
as the only
Right,
minority in
I
this
thought the
room.
Shanghai surprise was COVID.
Yeah. Kenny's allowed to say what we can say. That's how it works.
That's why I talked about Oriental bases.
Let's try this one right here. I mean, sticking with just voices that I love, this one almost, I forgot about this gentleman, and we need to add him to our team.
Hey, Tom and Dan. This is for Tom. This is Evil Eye. I know you can't hum, Tom, but can you guess what somebody's humming? So here I'll go. That's it. Good luck.
Great voicemail, Evil. Thank you, Evil Eye.
Evil, you're drunk.
Yeah, no, I don't think he drinks. That man is. I
is it
think
sober?
he's as sober as a judge.
That's sober?
Yeah,
His
that's a
website
sober
came
man.
I thought he
He's
fell
high on farming. He's a
No,
farmer.
I know he's a farmer. He's been
Yeah.
a farmer for the
He's
past
high-
25, 30 years.
He's just like you. He's high on nature.
Okay.
His website came in clutch like 2005, 2006 when you were like, oh, what was that one segment you guys did? And then
you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're going to have to call him with the answer, Evil, because I got nothing. I got nothing. I've tried, too. I've tried a couple times, and I got nothing on that one.
What was it? It sounded like
It's-
old Suzanne or something.
don't do crap
Some
for
old
me.
farm
So-
man, the old man farm song.
what throws me off at the very end, he goes low and you just and I'm like, I
That's
didn't.
Jiminy Glick.
But like the song, I was like, oh, getting into it, maybe I can get it. And then he throws in that like low register chorus, and I'm like, I don't. That threw me off.
By the way, when I started radio, I was young, like boy face Tom Mann. When I saw Evil Eye, I was like, this guy's gonna molest me one day.
He does have
I
that
was just
look,
a
yeah.
young boy. I'm
Yeah,
joking, Evil
yeah.
Eye.
Well, it's the.
I've known Evil Eye
it's
for
the,
20 years.
It's the shorts and work boots that make you think you're seeing your makeup. Right?
Well, I was also afraid of
Yeah.
old
you're
men in
afraid.
radio.
I'm 5'2". I had to navigate all of these creatures way before you came
Well,
along,
I was,
man.
I was a naive young boy.
So was I. So was I.
And I was just like, oh man, these are real like men that are
Yeah, these
here
are,
doing real man
we
things.
make jokes for the working man. Is that what you thought? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was like these are like my older
I'm
uncles
comic
that I see.
relief for prisoners.
I'm just a young boy from Miami. I don't know any of this.
I
Anyway.
make fart jokes for people that impact America.
I keep America running. Let's try this one.
Yo, BDM Neil here. I'm listening to the Friday show from the 4th of July week, and Tom's saying he's going to go see Weird Al. I don't know if you've seen a video, but you should look it up. There's a video of him doing White and Nerdy, riding a Segway. Oh my God. Yeah, it's sad.
Oh,
Hey,
hey.
get this guy out of here. It's
Okay.
Weird Al. He's an
Wow.
America's
That's-
treasure.
That's literally
Wow.
his gimmick. Like,
Wow.
what do you mean it's sad? Like, yeah,
Wow,
we
Neil.
realize
I
that
did not
he's-
expect that from BDM Neil.
It's Weird Al Yankovic has been a nerd his entire career, and that was where like his big frizzy
Wow.
hair and
I don't think I've ever heard Tom defend anything before. Yeah, he was
Like, if you
mad.
see Tony
He's a
Bennett
part of my
singing
childhood.
with
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, yeah, Tony Bennett's
This
old.
is
He's
a
going to
new
be sitting
segment.
down.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
called defending a Yankovic.
no, but this person has been famous for 40 years?
I mean, you could update the Segway maybe or something. I don't know.
No,
I
I want to say I'm there drunk. I'm like, he's
But
doing it.
He's
Like,
reenacting the
that's
music
awesome.
video.
Would
That's
your
the whole point.
Would your
Yeah.
sons even know what a Segway is? It's too old.
I want him to put on the cornrow wig and then sit backwards
Yeah,
on the
and do
folding
the
chair
Coolio,
and
yeah.
do the Coolio.
and you want him to do the Quaker hat.
Yes, yes,
I
yeah.
saw him in concert like 20 years ago at the Hard Rock, and he put on the whole fat costume to do Michael
Yes,
Jackson's
that's what I
Fat
want.
and Eat It.
Does
And then
he
I
still
wanna-
do the fat costume?
I'll be jumping with my sons, raising them.
I don't know if he still does the fat costume.
He did a pretty good quick change because he was doing his set. He goes off. They play like, some highlights from UHF and his TV show. And like 30 seconds later, full fat suit, costume and everything. Goes back off stage, does another, 1 minute video. No longer in costume. I'm like, damn, this guy's
My
good.
wife says he
Doing it for
dresses
40
up.
years.
Yeah, my wife says he does the fat costume.
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
That's badass.
That's what I want to see. Now,
I would love to see the fat
The
costume.
fat costume, the white and nerdy, and
I
then the
remember my dad thought when anything that my dad, not the biggest Michael Jackson fan. He's not a hater, but when the fat video came out, oh my God, my dad was howling. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world because he was spending so much money on that makeup.
Oh yeah.
At the time.
So this person just sold me because I was sitting the other day. I was telling Crystal about like, hey, Weird Al's going to be in St. Augustine. Let's take the boat up for the weekend. Take the boys.
No one's ever said that, by the way. The phrase you just said, "Hey guys, Weird Al's going to be in St. Augustine. Let's take the boat up the river." Or what, no, nobody's ever said that.
And then I went on the website, the St. Augustine Amphitheater, which is a beautiful venue.
It's the
Like,
best.
and
It's,
so it's like,
it's probably my favorite.
and
venue.
then I went to go buy tickets, and the cheapest, like upper bowl, the
Like
worst ticket,
100.
120.
Well, didn't he say
that's
it's his
what you're
final
gonna
tour?
pay.
I know. But
no,
then,
you're right. I said
but
the
then
same
I was
thing.
like-
I was like, 120 is too much. But then you look at any ticket is $80.
But then with fees and stuff for the whole family, it's like $580. And then or something like that. And then
hold on.
and I was like, okay, all right. Then, but I didn't hit. I was just like,
look at this. Look at this. My wife.
It's like $580 to see Weird Al.
Hold on. My wife sent a
Now
Oh,
video.
there, he's white and nerdy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I may never
On
see
the
him again.
paradise.
Hold
He's
on,
dressed as Jesus for some reason.
No, he's-
I know
no,
it's Star Wars. I know.
let me put this up. Hold on. Oh, there he is. Yes. He's got boobies in the fat suit. Look at that.
Oh, okay. It's a weird fat suit.
So apparently,
It's,
Michael
That's
Jackson.
an off-putting.
So Michael Jackson loved Weird Al. When he did Eat It, Michael Jackson was like, "I love it."
There's the segue.
Michael Jackson, the reason that Fat came out is Michael Jackson came to him and be like, please do another one of my songs. I think Eat It is hilarious. I would be honored if you did another one of my songs. And that's how Fat came out.
Interesting. Because it's kind of like childlike, goofy. And, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was a
Yeah.
child. Yeah,
Gave him
big molesting child.
The other costume that I saw that I didn't see
Is
that
it molesting if you're a child on child?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's just,
the other costume that he did was when they parodied
it's just kids.
when he parodied
It's a
Nirvana
little-
and he had like the whole flannel with like the grungy hair. That's the only other costume that I don't see in there.
You think he gets tired of this? Do you think he's ever thought about like, I want to put out a serious album?
I'm even more mad at this caller.
The Chris Gaines.
This is BDM Neil. He calls every day.
Yeah, that's sad to him. It's like Weird Al has always been doing this. Like this is his whole shtick.
Oh, there's
and this is
always
what
been
he's
an
known
element
for.
of corny to him. Yeah.
Like David Copperfield still does like magic from the 90s. Like you go, it's like
well,
you travel.
I think he's being serious. Al knows what he's giving you. He doesn't take himself seriously.
Yeah, but Copperfield must know like this is kind of dated. This whole
Okay,
thing.
I'll give you a perfect example. Weird Al is corny and in a good way. He put up a picture of his daughter who's graduating from college. And it's him and her. And she's in her cap and gown. She's holding her diploma. He looks great. He's dressed in a suit. And he's got his arm around her. And he goes, congratulations to my daughter, whatever her name is, for finally graduating college. And then he said, I apologize. This is the most recent picture I could find of her. And it was them at that moment. That's a funny joke.
That is pretty
That's
good.
a funny joke.
That's actually pretty good.
It's super corny. It's absolutely the daddiest dad joke you can make at that moment, but like he's always been that guy.
Now, in Neil's defense, I kind of get it, because if we were to find out that Andrew Dice Clay is coming, and you're like, really? You're going to do the Hickory Dickory Dock again?
Yeah, he
But
does.
that's what I want. I want the Hickory Dickory.
Yeah. He, I think...
Because if he didn't do it, I'd be mad.
Dude, think about
That's like not getting Under the Bridge from the Chili Peppers, right?
Bands nowadays old bands go on tour and just do one album. And that's a huge moneymaker. And
we're looking at you Taking Back Sunday.
No, everybody's doing that now. Yeah. They're like, because they realize this nostalgia that people are like, oh, I'm going to listen to this whole album, only the what they be, and they're like, yep. And it used to be kind of frowned upon if you're a band just doing things for the money. And now it's like completely fine. Everybody's like, yeah. And the audience wants it.
Who cares?
The audience wants it. There used to be
do.
like bands. Remember when bands were like, we're only playing like one hit, like playing the hits. You were like too cool. You wanted to play your new stuff. And now it's like, they're paying $120 a ticket. I'm riding the Segway. And it's all about the money.
Yeah,
and
Andrea agrees with it. She's like, look at Oasis. I mean, they are hit. But
that's like, that's your job as an entertainer, playing to entertain the audience, and the audience is super happy about it, right? And it's a win-win for everybody.
It absolutely is.
And the bands are getting the money. It used to be like I think a large percentage was, especially back when they were making their money with CDs, like you were making less on live tours.
Yeah, now it's kind of flipped.
I do know a couple of the people with Weird Al, his backing band, were his original buddies that he's had since the 80s. Like the
that's
people,
awesome too.
The people that are doing the other, like the clarinet and the other accordion and the banjo and those wacky instruments, still same people for the last 40 years.
Yeah, he's always had a really good band too. He's always put money into it, like where you go to see him and the sound is like excellent because he's sort of prided himself on that top tier.
He's underrated on his medleys. Every album will
Those are my favorite.
Because he's like, I can't do a parody song of everything, so let's just find what was popular for the last 3 years. I'm going to do one medley polka of every bit.
Yeah, it burned into my brain as a kid. The one's like, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, what's your desire? Oh, rock me Amadeus. Oh, rock me Amadeus. Oh, rock me Amadeus. Oh, shout, hey, let it all out. I've got it like burned into my brain. It's burned into my brain as a young boy.
Mine was the one where he did Belle Biv DeVoe's Do Me.
That's a good one.
Like, I have to see him because
you gotta go.
What an interesting
I might tag along
career.
if that's okay.
Yeah.
I might leave. We should we should all go. We should get a beat.
You want to go on the boat? You gotta be nude.
I'll do it. I've been shaving up.
Wait, why is it just me?
Not you. You're not invited. Nobody invited you. Did you hear that? Did he point? Like that was a point to me.
I said anybody.
I think Tom wants to just see me nude.
Yeah.
I think he does too.
Because he's already seen you.
Oh yeah.
Multiple times.
It's a little tease for tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, it's so funky.
Peek at pink.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you tomorrow.
All right. I'm cutting out hole, just so you know. I don't leave hole in there.
I think you can say
no. You could say booty hole.
Yeah.
Because booty isn't a curse.
Yeah, I think you can't say putting something in your booty hole. You could say you can say he wants to see your booty hole. Dude, leave it.
Okay.
Because I remember there was a day you couldn't say asshole.
You can call someone an asshole.
You're correct. Yeah.
All right, is that it? Are we coming? That's at least lunch, right? And then what do we have after lunch? Oh, yeah.